IT organic, IT organic, IT organic. Had to redo this audio. Try it again. November 25, 2025. See how it goes. Congratulations to the Haitian national soccer team making it to the World Cup 2026. As soon as they make it to the World Cup, all types of things associated with the country starts to happen. Praz Michel, he got sentenced what 14 years for corruption. Maybe money laundering, shit like that. Anyway, today I want to talk about Guanabo, Guanabo, and everything that's going on with Haiti in national news right now. So Guanabo was the indigenous name, Arawak Taino, whatever, the name for La Guanave, the island, okay, which is one of the biggest islands in the Caribbean. So Guanabo or Guanave Island, um, it's the largest satellite island, um, which basically means it's a very high altitude. It's one of those islands. There's a lot of hills. Even though there's only about 180 to 100,000 inhabitants, it could probably have a lot more people if there was better transportation. Guanav Island is it's in the middle of the Gulf of Guanav, and you know the United States, ever since the invasion, right, 1915, they've been trying to take or claim La Guanav as their property, right? Like I said, La Guanav Island, or Guanabo, if you guys want to call it like that. It's very strategic. It's an island that's strategic for the local government, Haitian government, if we had a responsible government down there. And of course, it's a very strategic island for different people that maybe would like to have a military base, stuff like that. Now, right here, we're looking at Queen Timemen of La Gonave, okay? And what's interesting is Timemen is actually one of the Ezuli escorts or legions of Ezuli Notor, because Ezuli Notor, she's in Haitian voodoo, but there's so many different spirits, escorts that runs underneath her. Anyway, Timemen was the queen of Lagonav, and what happened is during the 1920s, she gets arrested, detained by this gentleman right here. What's his name? Faustin. Yeah, Faustin E. Workus. Well, she believes that Faustin E. Workus. I don't know how to say that shit. I'm gonna say Faustin Workus or Workus. I don't know how you guys would say that really. Anyway, Faustin, he's an American military officer, Marine, and he assisted with her being released from captivity, being arrested, because this is during the occupation of United States when the U.S. occupied Haiti. Back in the early 1900s, it was very um, chaotic, just how it is right now today. Because you had people fighting against U.S. occupation, you had infighting with the politics and the business people, just like what's going on today. But anyway, Timemen, Queen Timemen, she, after being released, compassionate release, she gave this guy a big role as king. He became emperor for about 3 years. So, so I say that to say this. Lagunav, Guanabo, it's one of those islands that has always been in the middle of something. You know what I mean? In regards to Haitian history. We have these two young gentlemen that got caught up. Gavin Rivers Weinsberg, and then you have Tanner Christopher Thomas, both men who were arrested in July. They've been indicted. They indicted on federal charges. And if you're reading this, you're looking at this, you might think it's some kind of I don't know. It's fake. It's not real, but it is real. I tell people that this is so real. This is a little bit of a predictive program. You know, let's see next year if we're going to start hearing more and more similar stories with people coming from other countries and trying to see if they can take over this and that. You know, Haiti, it's in a very strategic place, and Uncle Sam wants to make sure that they keep that territory for themselves. They have to keep the territory for themselves. You understand? I mean, hypothetically, if a war started in the area, a third world war in the region, they need to make sure that certain areas, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying these two gentlemen from Texas, they were working for Uncle Sam or somebody, but I'm just saying the actual land itself. I should have posted a map of Lagunav. My bad. I apologize. But you guys can go and Google the island. You'll see. The size, distance. So let's get back to Gavin Rivers Weinsberg and Tanner Christopher Thomas, again arrested in July. They have been indicted on federal charges related to a plot to invade Gunav Island, to murder all of the men, enslave all of the women and children, for both, I guess, sexual exploitation, concubine. Hmm. I think they would have probably did some wakale on these guys, man. Gavin Rivers, Weinsberg, and like these type of blatant, these type of things, man. And what's crazy is, the information is, they got arrested in July, and look when they get indicted the same week, with the Haitian national team becoming champions and this and that. Shit is crazy. It's crazy. I think I was checking out the news down there this morning, and one of the representatives on the council, Evans, he's claiming that one group wants to remove the prime minister, but since the prime minister is good with the ambassador with the United States and Canada, both the U.S. and Canadian ambassadors is telling that other side, like Fritz Jean, That's his name, Fritz Jean. All these other guys that oppose the prime minister, they're basically going to remove, their visas and this and that. It's crazy. Back to these Texas boys. I haven't really, when I was listening to the news and down there, they're making some noise about it. But I ain't gonna lie, there's so much going on in Haiti. There's so much with the violence and back and forth. Every day it's something new. So it's like the people cannot really focus, you know, on this shit. What do you believe, Uncle Sam? What do you believe he's planning for Haiti? Hmm? Like I said again, it's a strategic island. They don't want China and Russia to take it over, this and that. But then you have to ask yourself, what has the government really done for the country? You know, uh, with the last assassination attempt, did they try to really stop the crime from happening? I don't know. It's crazy. This is Franklin D. Roosevelt, and they always said that he loved, you know, during the occupation of the U.S. in Haiti, he loved La Guanave, the island. Um, he helped draft the new constitution in 1918. Yeah, he was 1918. That's before he was president. He was the assistant secretary of the Navy, you know. But yeah, when he became president, I mean that was his focus. La Guanave, his focus was Haiti itself. He always would say to control Haiti, just to make sure that you keep the Haitian people themselves divided. The ones with the money, the ones with the class, the wealth, the poor. Back and forth. He knew that was one of the perfect ways to actually control, the country. And I don't know if this is true, but they said like he also was like paying the Woogans, and he was one of those white boys that he was one of those whites who I guess maybe believed in the occult, and he was into that type of stuff, and he knew Haiti had it. So yeah. Well, what do you guys think about this news about the two Texas men who had plans to huh? Invade La Guanave. Guanabo. I believe the old spirits, of the island, they would have dealt with these boys, man. They already had these soldiers they were picking up in the streets. As soon as they got to La Gonave, them Haitians would have did Boakale. Would have yapped them up with the machetes, man. It's not that easy. Even if it's 80 to 100,000 inhabitants, them people walk with the spirits of Desalin and Boukman, Anakaona. You know, I believe we need these type of incidents to kind of shake up the people, wake them up a little bit. Everyone's in a zombie state of mind. Shake it up, throw some salt on the population, man, so they can get out of that deep sleep. Haiti's getting ready for the world. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the World Cup 2026. That's big. So we need to make sure that the country itself it can balance out. It can elevate and have a chance to really be very productive during this next World Championship. Can you imagine? The Haitian soccer team can't make it all the way to the top, and the country stays like this. The country has to improve, you know. Anyway, IT Organic, IT Organic, IT Organic. This is the IT Organic experience. Log on to my link tree, IT Organic, TikTok, IT Organic, 1804. Happy Makaya. Makaya, Makaya, Bon Makaya. I gotta remember that. It's towards the end of the year. Stay safe out there. You know, rest in peace. This little young lady right here, Stacy Charles, I believe, right? Is that her name? Yeah, Stacy. White guy killed her, then burnt himself alive. So you guys be safe out there. Stay prayed up. Stay grounded. What else? End the year positive note. Yeah, this story was kind of crazy. So I just found out about it. I don't know if any of you already knew this girl. I think she was from Baton Rouge. They say she was always talking bad about black guys and she loved white boys. Uh, you know, she got a white boy. The white boy killed her, but some people, I don't know. It's like they try to say like she deserved it. I don't think she deserved to get killed for that. And then hopefully this thing, because I'm not really a fan of these gangs, barbecue, all these other people. None of them, from the politicians to the corrupt money people to these guys in the streets. I think they all are cancer for the country. So I'm hoping and praying that like next year we don't need to report on these guys anymore, man. Wouldn't it be crazy if barbecue goes for like politicians, like senator or something? These guys got all this ransom money, but the U.S. government can't even, can't get them, can't do nothing. It's crazy. It's just crazy. When you really think about it, it's crazy. Meanwhile, you know, Uncle Sam, he's trying to go to war with this. He's trying to go to war with Venezuela. Let's say no to war, peace, huh? It's all about peace and tranquility. Because once the war starts, um, I don't think it's going to end no time soon, right? Going into a war with a country like Venezuela, that's like right across the street. That's not like going all the way to the Middle East, you know? It's in the Americas. North America against South America. Anyway, like I said, man, you guys be safe. Stay grounded. Stay prayed up. IT Organic, IT Organic, IT Organic. This is the IT Organic experience. Don't forget, follow the TikTok, IT Organic 1804. And log on to my link tree, IT Organic. Buy some shirts for the holidays, and support what we got going on. You guys be safe. Have a good Thanksgiving. Enjoy your turkey. Enjoy your family. Stay blessed. Bo makaya. Aye bobo. Aye bobo. Aye bobo.